Hello everyone, this is Professor Oaks, and this video is about solving equations involving decimals. So let's look at some examples. So the first example we'll have is solve the following equation. Alright, so here we go. We have 0.90x is equal to 29.16. So what we need to do is divide each side of the equation by 0.90. And so what we have is x is equal to 29.16 divided by 0.90. So that means how many times does the 0.90 go into 29.16? All right, so we need the divisor here to be a whole number. So we're going to multiply this by 100 and multiply this by 100. And that's equivalent to moving the decimal point over 2 places to the right. So we have 90 goes into 2,916. All right, so 90 does not go into 29, but 90 does go into 291, and that would be, well, 3 times. So 90 times 3 is 270. So 3 times 90, 270. Then we subtract 291 minus 270 is 21. Then I bring down the 6. Now 90 goes into 216 2 times. So 90 times 2 is 180. So we have 216 minus 180. That happens to be 36. Then I know that I need a remainder of 0, so I'm going to put 0.0 and bring down the 0. 90 goes into 364 times. So 90 times 4 is 360, so minus 360. And so 360 minus 360 is 0. So that means x is equal to the quotient here, which is 32.4. What a time to be alive. I really hope that you enjoyed that problem here. So let's do another problem here. So let's solve 5z plus 7.28 is equal to 30.29. So let's start by subtracting 7.28 on each side. So that will zero out the 7.28 here. So we have 5z is equal to, well, here it is 9 minus 8, 1, 2 minus 2, 0, and 30 minus 7, 23. Now I need to divide by the 5 on each side. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. So z will be, well, 23.01 divided by 5. So that means we need to figure out how many times does the 5 go into 23.01. And we'll line up the decimal point right here. The divisor is already a whole number. So 5 goes into 23. That would be 4 times. 4 times 5, 20. Then 23 minus 23 will bring down the 0. 5 goes into 30 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30. So we'll subtract 30 minus 30. 0 will bring down the 1. And 5 doesn't go into 1, so that's 0 times. We need to add a 0. 5 goes into 10 then 2 times. So we have 4.602. So z is equal to 4.602 in this case. What a time to be alive. I really hope that you are enjoying these examples because we're about to do another one here. So let's solve... Let's see, let's solve another one of these. So let's do one where we have a variable on each side. So 3x plus 9.2 is equal to 4x minus 6.7. So let's go ahead and subtract the 3x on each side. It doesn't matter which side of the equation the x's are on, but let's try to get the x's on the same side of the equation. So the 3 minus 3 is 0, so that zeroes out. And then we have 9.2 equals 4x minus 3x is equal to 1x, or we can just write x because 1 times x is x. Then we have minus 6.7. Then we are going to add the 6.7 to each side of the equation. And so this 6.7 zeroes out. So we have 2 plus 7 is 9, and 9 plus 16 is 15. So x is equal to 15.9. All right, so what a time to be alive. Now, hopefully you enjoyed that. Let's do another example. Let's solve 5 times 3x minus 3.89 is equal to 21.32. So now this one will involve a little bit of distributing in it, but that is okay. So let's distribute the 5. So 5 times 3x is 15x. And then we have 5 times 3.89. So 3.89 times 5 is another way to do this. So 5 times 9 is 45. Carry the 4. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 4 is 44, so 4, carry the 4. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 4 is 19, so 19.45. So minus 19.45 is equal to 21.32. So again, I started by distributing the 5. Now I'm going to add the 19.45, so plus 19.45. All right, so that zeroes this out. So 15x is equal to, let's add these together, 2 plus 5, 7, 3 plus 4, 7, 1 plus 9 is 10, so 0, carry the 1, and 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. So we have 15x is equal to 40.77. Now I'm going to divide by 15. So divide by 15, divide by 15. So this means that x is 40.77 divided by 15. So I want to know how many times does 15 goes into 40.77. Well, 15 goes into 40. That would be 2 times. So that would be 15 times 2 is 30. So 2 times 15 is 30. 40 minus 30 is 10. Let's make sure we get the decimal point right and bring down the 7 here. All right, so 15 goes into 107. That would be 7 times. So 15 times 7 is 105. So then we have 7 times 15, 105. 107 minus 105 is 2. Let's bring down the 7. 15 goes into 27 one time. So 1 times 15 is 15. And then 27 minus 15 is 12. Let's add a 0, bring down the 0. 15 goes into 128 times. So 8 times 15 is 120, and I know that that is then the solution. So x is equal to that quotient, 2.718. Wow, what a time to be alive. All right, I hope that you are enjoying this because it's time for just a few more here. So here is another great example for today. Let's solve 64.3 minus y is equal to 28.3. So now, one way to solve this, because I don't really care which side y is on, is to add the y. So 64.3 is y plus 28.3. Then, so add the y. Then I can subtract 28.3 from each side. So subtract the 28.3. So that zeroes out. So y is equal to 3 minus 3 is 0. Then we have 64 minus 28. That is going to be 36. So y is equal to 36. All right, now, again, another way to do this would have been to do 64.3 minus y is 28.3, subtract 64.3, but then I notice that I will get a negative number here, so negative y would then need to be negative 36, and then divide by negative 1, and then y is equal to a positive 36. So I think that actually is a little bit more difficult, but if you want to do that, that is one way to spend your life. All right. I hope that you enjoyed that example. So let's do another example here. This one also has parentheses. So solve 9 times x minus 0.7 is 4.7 plus 6.1. Now let's distribute the 9. So distribute the 9, so 9 times x is 9, 9 times 7 is 6.3, then 4.7 plus 6.1, that will be 10.8, right? And then I am going to add the 6.3 to each side, so that will zero out the 6.3, so 9x is equal to 10.8 plus 6.3 is going to be 17.1. All right. So then I have to divide by 9. So that will give us 9. Divide by 9 is 1. So we need to figure out that x is then 17.1 over 9, which is 17.1 divided by 9. So we have 9 goes into 17.1. So 9 goes into 17 one time. And 1 times 9 is 9. So let's line up the decimal point. And 17 minus 9 is 8. Bring down the 1. And 9 goes into 81 9 times. 9 times 9 is 81. So 81 minus 81 is 0. So the remainder is 0. So that means that x is equal to 1.9. All right, let's do one last example here. So here is the example. Here it is, 3 times 6 over 9x minus 7, that quantity here in parentheses equals negative 0.65. All right, so there's lots of things that we could do here, or lots of ways that we could approach this problem here. And one of them is by distributing the 3. So let's distribute the 3. So this is like 3 over 1, remember that. So 3 times 6 is 18, and 1 times 9 is 9x. Then 3 times 7 is 21, and that's equal to negative 0.65. Now, 18 divided by 9 is 2. So we have 2x minus 21 is equal to negative 0.65. Now, let's add the 21 to each side. So add 21 to each side. All right, so that zeroes this out. So 2x is equal to, so we have 21 minus 0.65. So why don't we line up the decimal places? So here we go. So, well, if you think of this as 2100 minus 65, that will be 2,000, right? 100, right? No. So 2,100 minus 65 is 2,035. All right. So now That's 2,035. So if we line up the decimal points, we get 20.35. Now we divide by 2. So divide by 2. So the 2's divide out. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. So this is just 1x or x. Now we have x is 20.35 divided by 2. So how many times does 2 go into 20.35? Well, let's line up the decimal point. So 2 goes into 2 one time, minus 2 is 0. So bring down the 0. So that's 0 times. And then bring down the 3. So now 2 goes into 3 one time. 1 times 2 is 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1. Bring down the 5. 2 goes into 15 7 times. 7 times 2 is 14. 15 minus 14 is 1. You need to add a 0. And then 2 goes into 10 5 times. And 5 times 2 is 10. So the remainder is 0. So that means this quotient is what x is equal to. So x is equal to 10.175. What a time to be alive. That's all the examples that I have for this section, and I hope that you enjoyed these examples and that you're already looking forward to the next video. Thank you and have a great day.